The following contains subject matter that may be sensitive for some individuals.
Hello, America. My name is Dirk Harkins. I'm your host of I Got Your Six, People Helping People, where I talk to ordinary people who do extraordinary things. I'll display their positive impact and the ripple effect they have within their communities. And tonight I have a guest on here that does just that thing. Amanda DeLuca, welcome to the show. It's such a great pleasure to have you with me today.
Thanks for having me back.
It's always a pleasure. Last time we did a live feed, so this time it's a little less pressure to be. we can edit some things this time, right? But hey, I'm so excited to have you on here today. You're an amazing person, a true inspiration to the community and to myself. And I called you the other day to get you on here, just like I did the last time. I probably gave you about 24 hours notice, and you were like, all right, let's do this. So thanks again for that quick notice. I watch you on Facebook all the time. I try to keep up with you, and your husband Sal says I can't keep up with her, know what she's doing next. So how am I supposed to know what you're doing next by Facebook? But thank you. You gave me some notes here so I can see some of the upcoming things and what you're working on. And all these efforts are inspired by Monroe and Jackson. So this is going to be a fun evening here with you. So would you just go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and some of the things that you have going on?
Yep. So my name is Amanda DeLuca. My husband, Sal, and I live in Cadiz. I was born and raised here in Harrison County. I'm a small business owner for about 15 years now here in the community, and our children live here as well. So Jackson will be 12 in April, and he was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2. So he is really what started this movement of Pathways for Inclusion, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and us finding a way to bring more disability resources, awareness, inclusion into our community. Our daughter, Monroe, is 8 and was called home to heaven in September after a 307-day battle with a brain tumor. Monroe was diagnosed in November of 2024 with DIPG, which is a non-treatable, non-operable brain tumor. And for 10 months, we watched this community walk alongside of us as we prayed for Monroe's miracle. What we learned through those 10 months was that the miracle was the way that she lived and the amount of people that she brought to faith and to prayer and teaching all of us how to live with joy and kindness and inclusion. And that is what has really propelled us forward with these initiatives and with these nonprofits so that we can carry on her legacy and carry on the work that she has started for us. And because of the dance studio and because of her love of dance, that's what inspired Peachy's Performers, which is the other nonprofit that we're going to be able to talk about today, because our family wants her name to be said and wants her legacy to be remembered. And it has just given us such a newfound purpose and outlook.
That's amazing. I'm so sorry that your family went through this with Monroe and what she went through, but I've never in my life, the community wants her name to be carried on. They want her memory to be carried on because she inspired so many people for such a small person, a young girl. Mm-hmm. God used her in so many ways over the past few months. It's just amazing. She brought people together. You know, myself, I wake up in the morning, I have aches and pains, and then I look at one of your posts, or I look at something, or I'll see her out with you and Jackson, and just their smiles would just melt me, and let me know that, man, they're driving on, and they're putting faith over fear, and that's what she did, and we will continue to carry her name on, and she just pulled so many people together, and it was amazing.
Monroe at 8 years old had faith like I have never seen. I mean, me as an adult and most adults that I know, where she just knew and just trusted. And that's where we did the Faith Like Monroe shirts, because I've never seen anything like it. And in 2024, I wrote a devotional for special needs moms called Dear Mama, Nothing is Impossible. And my foundation verse was Matthew 17:20. For truly I tell you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, nothing will be impossible for you. What I realized 1 month after that coming out that I needed that foundation verse. I needed that devotional because that was Monroe. Nothing was impossible. Faith the size of a mustard seed moved so many people and so many communities back to prayer and trust. And I hope that I can only honor her by having faith and trust like she did through that this whole time.
You will. You'll lean on hers to get through it. You know, we talk about ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Here she is, just a young girl going through these trials and tribulations and having way beyond our community the impact. I see pictures coming in, peachy sunrises, peachy sunsets from California, all over the world. Man, she truly went way beyond the community. So let's talk about some of these efforts that you have going on here. And so we can keep her name alive and keep that memory going and get everybody to live like faith like Monroe. You know what I mean? Faith over fear. That's what for sure what she had. So you were just talking about the pathways for inclusion. I see your mission is to empower individuals with disabilities and their families by providing community events, resources for the families, scholarship dollars, and support services to help individuals of all abilities reach their full potential to be the best version of themselves every day. So will you tell us a little bit about the pathways for inclusion?
Sure. So in 2024, right before Monroe received her diagnosis, we had applied to start a nonprofit organization. I have seen friends of mine who also have children with disabilities or siblings with disabilities who also live in rural areas like we do become the resource hub because resources are limited, but we can bring them together, right? So I wanted to establish this nonprofit as a pathway for families to know other families, for children who just received a diagnosis to know that there are options and to bring them close so they are reachable. And for Jackson, who will soon be 12, what's next? What is his path forward? Because he wants to work. He wants to be in our community. He just needs the skills. And I can only teach him so much. So our goal is to create wraparound support and services in a rural town. And I've seen it done. And the outpouring of support already as we've met as a board, it's possible. So our first initiative is All Together Now, which are our Friday night social clubs. So we are going to create free, inclusive opportunities for individuals and their families to come together and to meet each other and be out in the community and have these opportunities and these life skills. Our first one is going to be December the 12th, and it is a movie, cookies, and cocoa. So we are going to have a sensory-friendly movie playing. We're going to have a cookie decorating station. We're going to have a hot chocolate bar, some arts and crafts. Jackson doesn't sit down and watch a movie from beginning to end. That's okay. Jackson also won't eat a single cookie unless it has blue frosting all over it. Also okay. So I want families to know there are no expectations. It is just an inclusive environment. We're also going to do one in February where it's flower arranging and chocolate bar making. Our hope is that it'll inspire individuals to know that we can make something for someone else and understand that feeling of gift giving. Jackson may pick one flower and take it home. He may do 99 in a bouquet and want to give it to his grandma. I don't know. But we want them to have the opportunity to learn these skills, to have these opportunities, and for parents like us to be able to meet other parents who are at different points in the journey and connect.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's so many different spectrums and levels, what they call it, with autism too. And there's so many different no cases exactly the same. My grandson has autism. So these dates that we're doing, I'm going to be chatting with my daughter and try to get him out there. I'll get him out there. And it's so cool that you bring the families together, that you can see, hey, this is going on. This is something that you're going through. And then that's something I struggle with. Somebody may say, I struggle with this with my child, and see how you handle it in that situation so they can take little pieces of that and just help each other grow and learn and embrace the community. So that's awesome.
So we are doing a family resource and navigation fair at the end of February, and our goal with that is to bring outside therapy and attorneys who handle guardianship and financial planners and the county board so that people can meet them and know what their role is in the community. to share resources, to meet other families, to meet these resources that we do have. And then I also am going to have them do a 1-hour roundtable discussion at the end so that they can offer what is your best advice for a parent who has just received a diagnosis? What if a parent isn't able to get off a wait list? How can we help them? Or a multitude of questions, but we learn best from each other in this community, truly. And it's getting everybody together in the same room, I think, so that we can get those resources shared and in their hands.
And another thing that I see what you're doing is such an amazing effort to bring it out here to our underserved population, our underserved areas, because sometimes we don't have all the resources in the big cities, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, and all them. They have it all right up in there at their fingertips, and where the masses are, and they sometimes we get slipped through the cracks, and you're not letting nobody slip through the cracks. You're rounding them up and showing them some love and support. So I love it. What else has got? Is there anything else that the Pathways for Inclusion's got coming up?
Yeah. So when Monroe passed, we wanted to make sure that we honored her in a way that felt true to her. And one of her biggest joys was going to school with Jackson. And sometimes with school, that can be hard, right? With different diagnosis, with behaviors, with supports, that can be really hard. And Jackson and Monroe were able to attend school together, and that was something that was really important to us. So we established the Monroe's Mission Scholarship Fund so that we could help sort of provide financial assistance to families who pick specialized programs like we have chosen for Jackson to help cut down that barrier, because there are so many barriers, right? Financial, where we live, things like that. We want to cut down those barriers so that families all have opportunities like sending their children to school together.
It's important. That's huge.
So we have to have fundraisers, right?
Yeah.
We're a nonprofit. We have to have fundraisers. We have to have ways to keep fueling these missions. So one of Monroe's favorite things is the Masters tournament. Do we know anything about golf? That is Sal's area. However, Monroe and I love a theme, and we love anything that involves snacks. So we are having Monroe's Masters golf tournament in May of 2026. It's May 22nd at Caddis Country Club. And let's just say our putt, chip, longest drive is not going to look like any other golf tournament, because I know nothing about golf, but I love a theme. So we are looking forward to hosting that and having teams come out and have a great time and help us raise some money to give back to these initiatives.
Yeah, I'll be out there on that one. I'll have a team for that. We won't look nothing like golfers out there either, trust
That's okay.
me. But
that's okay.
we'll give it a heck. I lose them probably about average of 20 or 30 balls through them golf outings. So
That's
I just
okay.
get a bag of used golf balls, come out and have fun. And that's going to be an awesome event. And obviously there's going to be a lot of snacks if you're talking about
Yes,
snacks.
and we called Monroe Peachy Girl, so they'll be peach themed. I've already thought up some peach themed drinks, because that's what I want, snacks and drinks. And some
Little moonshine,
well,
something in
something in there.
okay.
And then Monroe's Pap is one of our board members at Pathways, and he loves to ride motorcycle. Monroe loved to ride motorcycles, so we are going to have a poker run in 2026 as well to help raise some funds for these scholarships and the continued initiatives that we have at Pathways for Inclusion, which I heard you're going to help us with.
Yeah, and I heard we were going to land at Brightside Tavern.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do. We will be. I definitely will help Terry with this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it, and I know we're going to be coming to the meeting of the minds over at the Hopedale Legion. If you hear that, reach out to us so we can figure out some dates that's open. We don't want to step on anybody else's toes out there riding. And we'll come to your ride. You come to ours. We'll support each other. This is going to be a great one here. I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot of motorcycles out there. It's always you get 40, 50 bikes out there. It looks like there's 300-400, but if you get 300-400 out there, then it's going to look like 2,000. and that's nice if you do have a couple hundred. You can just send them out in groups of like 50, so you're not just jamming everything up. But I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. Mm-hmm.
So as we talked about bringing resources in, one of the dream projects right now that we are working really hard at accomplishing at Pathways is creating a hub in our community for providers to come in, for different assessors to come in, so that we can cut down wait lists for families, and also so that we're not traveling so far, right? We would, travel 45 minutes to take Jackson to therapy, And that was a lot of time away from our family and a lot of travel. So that is one of our big goals for 2026. And we are actively working on securing a space where we can be the hub to provide outside therapies, feeding therapy, occupational therapy, speech, behavior, speech device assessments, all of these things, so that we can be a resource in the community, so that, people don't look at Harrison County and say, but there's nothing there. There is. We just have to bring everybody together.
Well, whatever efforts we can do to help you do that, let us know, because it's definitely a need for it in our community. I see it's getting left out on a lot of different things, and people like yourself and the passion that you have and the ambition and drive, it's going to happen. You're a little bit earlier, you were talking about the Peachy's Performers Fund, but down there at the dance studio. I saw some of that online a little bit, but tell us a little bit about that.
So, being that I've had the dance studio for about 15 years, I've had a lot of kiddos who have come and graduated. A lot of them stay with us. Some of them live far away. And they were all with me when I got married and when I had children. And they grew up with Jackson and Monroe. So they all look at each other as siblings. And they wanted to do something to help honor her. Monroe was a competition dancer at the studio. She spent a lot of time in the classroom with me, helping other classes. And it was one of her biggest passions and joys. And those alumni, the Amanda's Dance Academy Alumni Club, established a nonprofit organization called the Peachy's Performers Fund. And they are raising money and creating opportunities to also have scholarship dollars available to help families, again, with that financial assistance, to help their kids stay on stage, to help their kids shine bright like Monroe loved to do, and to just help bring resources into our community, because I know a lot of our parents and families budget and save to do these extracurricular things, and we want to help ease that burden for them. So their big kickoff is going to be December the 6th, which is our winter recital. They are having an event at the Ohio Valley Winery after the Caddis Christmas Parade, where people can come in and buy special edition wine, shop a little bit. We have some vendors coming in and pledge donations to help build the scholarship fund up so that we can give away scholarship dollars to dancers in our community.
That's awesome. That is just one big happy family down there at your dance studio, and they just love you guys so much, and they just rally around you the whole time. And
well, I said they're my kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they grew up in the dance studio, so to see them take the initiative and do this, I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's out the winery on.
It's right up here,
on
Ohio
22.
Valley.
Yeah,
Yep.
Ohio Valley Winery. Okay.
Right up here.
Right here.
Right here. So right after the Caddis Christmas Parade, everybody can just walk right down the road here to the Ohio Valley Winery.
Okay.
Yep.
Got just 2 doors up.
Right.
We can come
Convenient.
down here and do another podcast and talk about some more things you got going on. Probably by
Always.
then you'll have more stuff going on.
Always.
But that is amazing. Is there what all else is going on that you're going to do? How can people donate or help any one of these causes? How could start off with the Pathways for Inclusion? How could they donate? How could they do some sort of fundraiser for you to?
So currently at Pathways for Inclusion, we do have a Facebook page, and all of our information is there. We are behind the scenes building our website, which will also have a donor box link right there. You can click on it, make a donation, or you can reach out via Facebook. Both Pathways and Peachy's Performers are 501c3 charitable donations. So, in the nonprofit business, at the end of the year, if you are looking for ways to give money to charitable organizations, we are happy to put your dollars towards inclusive opportunities, towards dance scholarships, towards creating more community-focused initiatives. And I think both of those speak to Monroe's greatest gifts, which were inclusion, kindness, spreading joy.
Yeah.
I was telling you, we packed birthday cake kits at church this morning. So one of Monroe's favorite things was baking. And what she really wanted to do was meet Buddy, the cake boss. If you remember this from TLC years ago, he was on TV. And his sister reached out to me and she said, absolutely, come on. So we drove to New Jersey with Monroe's dog, Teddy, who goes everywhere with us, to meet the cake boss and his sisters. And it was our last trip And it was incredible to be able to fill that for her. So our Sunday school class at the Presbyterian church where we go was collecting birthday cake kits because we have a micro pantry. We know that food insecurity is a huge thing in Harrison County, especially right now with benefits being frozen for quite some time. And they wanted to make sure that no child or adult went without a birthday cake to celebrate their birthday. And this morning, which we're only halfway through our drive, it goes through the end of November, we have collected 130 birthday cake kits, which is your cake, your frosting, candles, sprinkles, the pan to bake it in with a recipe card that has a little bit about Monroe and why we're doing what we're doing. And it's those simple things, a birthday cake. Everyone deserves a birthday cake. And just looking at her kindness and her love for others has inspired something so great.
That's amazing. That's some of the things that sometimes we look at the littlest things and take them for granted, such as a birthday cake. Because we, when I grew up, I didn't know if I was rich or poor or what it was. I know I was loved and I had a birthday cake no matter what they had to do every time. So I just love that project right there, that push for that. And it does speak volumes of what she would love. So.
So that's what we are hoping to do through Peachy's Performers is continue to allow kids to step on stage, even if they want to take classes and their parents are worried. We want to cut down that financial burden for them. Same with Pathways. We want people in this area, whether they can drive out of town or they can't, to be able to go right here for therapy services because everyone deserves to be, like you said, loved on and supported and celebrated for exactly who they are. And our hope is that by having the community support for all of these initiatives that we can continue to do that in her memory for years to come.
So you're actually going to have doctors and stuff facilitating in there with different...
So our biggest barrier right now, if I'm being honest with you, is the ADOS testing, which is the autism eval. Getting evaluators is the easy part. Getting in with a doctor who can come in and sign off on that diagnosis is the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
I am actively working through that. But right now, we are looking to 2026 with the promise of therapists to come in and be able to deliver services once people do have a diagnosis, to be able to come in and assess for speech device. So Jackson was nonverbal until 5, and he started communicating with picture exchange cards, which we worked with a speech therapist, which we hope to have one on staff. We're working on it. Then moved to sign language and then used an iPad. But to get that iPad, we had to have an assessment. We had to have a prescription. You had to take it through insurance, all of these steps. So our hope is that we can provide those services here. We are working very hard to negotiate those things and get those resources here.
Well, something tells me with your determination and hard work, what I've seen over your past few years, when you put your mind on something, it gets done. And they might get told they're coming here and do it, so that might work out better anyhow. But
so with our Facebook page, we are trying to keep up with as much as we can. Our website will be a hub for all of that, which the website will be pathwaysforinclusion.org. And we are actively working on building that behind the scenes. Dirk, I think you know how these projects go. I have an idea, and then we're building the plane as we're flying it because things just spiral so fast, right? Which is great because we want to serve the need. But poor Sal is on the back end trying to build a website and edit dance pictures and. We're working through it.
yeah. And you come home and say, guess what, Sal, I have this going on.
Correct.
Can you help me with this too?
Correct. Well,
Stop that and do this, right?
right. So in addition to the birthday cake kits, our church is doing a mission trip in Monroe's memory. So for Christmas last year, she wanted 3 things. She wanted a dog she could carry in a purse, which is how Teddy came into the picture, which is Monroe's 5-pound Yorkie, who is going through therapy dog training right now with Sal now. It was Monroe's project, and Sal is finishing it so that they can volunteer at UPMC on the weekends to bring joy to children because there are no dogs that do that on the weekend. So Teddy has a really big destiny to fulfill. He's got to get his manners in check.
Oh, yeah, he's don't have all his manners in line yet.
Not quite. We are working on it.
Well, if you take him in the hospital, you better have him
That's
in line.
what we're
right?
working on. She wanted to go to the beach, which we were able to do that as a family, and she wanted to go to Disney, which a Special Wish Ohio Valley is a local wish granting organization who reached out to us and said, we want to make this happen for your family. And they send families to, it's an 89-acre resort called Give Kids the World Village in Florida, where our entire family was able to go and stay. My mom, Pap, my sister, and we were able to go and be together and go to Disney and do all the things that she wanted to do. So our church is going to allow us to do a mission trip to go and help serve other families who are there on their Make-A-Wish trip as well, because Give Kids the World is all run on volunteers. They celebrate Christmas, Halloween, and birthday every week so that families have those last holiday memories. They have horseback riding and an ice cream parlor that's open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. That was Pap's favorite part. He had ice cream breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm not joking. They have a hair salon. They have an arcade, just everything that you could imagine so that your family can be there. And it's all included in your Make-A-Wish. You pay nothing as a family for meals or any of your experiences. So in Monroe's honor, we are going to volunteer to help make a difference for other families like ours who got to experience
That's
a trip.
so awesome to continue to give back, to reach out there, because you know what the experience did for you and your family.
Yeah.
And then you get out and just
Again, I
do the
mean,
same thing, pay it forward.
she was involved in so many things, and her kindness it's naturally who she was. So to try, unfortunately for Sal, to try to keep up with all those things.
Yeah. Well, you ever hear that? There's a say, that peach didn't fall far from the tree. You know, that kindness and the hard work and the love that she has. So you're just amazing, and I just love what you do in our community to continue to give back and the support you and your husband have for each other. It's just amazing what you have been through and endeavored. You're a true inspiration to everybody in our community. Everybody loves you. If anybody has anything bad to say, we just put them off to the side. And, we always have somebody who wants to be a naysayer out there on something we're trying to do, efforts to make things possible. But we'll just pray for them, and we'll just keep moving on with the kindness that
I was going to say, it's not going to slow me down.
No, nothing's going to slow you down.
No.
But is there anything else that you would like to bring to attention, bring awareness to that you have going on? You're probably missing something because you can't keep track of it, all you're doing either.
I know. I think those are the main things. We really want to encourage families who hear this or see this to share with another family to come to these events, especially that first one on December the 12th. We would love to be able to meet so many people in the community and connect families within the community and really get involved. We are relying on families reaching out to us because we don't yet have a big database to be able to share information with. So as quickly as we can pull people together, it'll help us have more community events that are well attended.
Well, sometimes these are the events that people need, because sometimes they're out there thinking they're in this by themselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what that Goliath is in their life, they think they're in it by themselves, and they're not. And there's people like yourself out there bringing awareness and extending a hug to everybody out there. So I hope you have a big turnout for those, everything we can do to promote it. Maybe every now and again we just need to do some upcoming event features on here and be like, hey, this boom is going on.
I love it.
And so we can continue to help all the other organizations out there as well. Spread the love. But is there anything else you'd like to say or sing or dance or do anything?
I save that. That's only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, I always try to get somebody to dance off, but they haven't done it yet. So.
I think that's all of it. Just, again, our whole goal is to continue to reach families and to help those in our community. So if there is a need we are not filling, please reach out to us on Facebook for now, eventually our website, but let us know, because we would love to be able to connect you with someone or see the need that we're not filling, or just be in contact to see if we can be a resource and a way to help, because I only know what I know, right?
Yeah.
So connecting with each other, I think, is going to be our biggest tool. And again, Faith Like Monroe is just helping us to say her name every day and keep her memory alive, because she did so much good in 8 short years, and her work is not done yet. So
It's not done yet. It's just getting started, and we're going to help you every efforts we can. You're just an amazing person. I don't know how many times I can just say how amazing you are and what's an inspiration for. I'll just say it forever then, because you are that person, and everybody looks up to you, loves you. I got your 6. They got your 6. We're going to do this together. Sometimes I just sit here and I'm in awe and really don't know what to say, because I get surrounded with people like you. Not too many times people stump me, but you do a lot when I just hear the strength and the drive that you continue to have, the faith like Monroe. Let's all have faith like Monroe. So that being said, I just really, really appreciate you coming out here and joining me today, man. It was a great time and a lot of information. They just need to go back and listen to a couple of different dates. We'll let them know when the bike ride's coming out. And we're going to see what we can do. Just keep it going. Keep her name going. All right. So that being said, God loves you. I got your 6, and have faith like Peachy.
Thank you.
Thank you.